Hey guys, Demetrius Flowers here, and today is day 28 of the personal growth video blog. Today, I want to talk quickly about a situation that came up while I was at work and working out with a buddy of mine who utilizes some of the programs from me as his beach body coach. And he had called me and asked, hey, what time I was going to work out today. And so we got together and quickly while working out, doing one of our P90X workouts, the conversation kind of switched to some things that was going on with him at work and how he felt like he was being unfairly singled out and written up. And it got me to thinking about, unscrupulous management or so-called leadership. And I think that all of us have, at some point in your working career or working life, especially if you're working for someone else, has experienced that. And what he talked about was, and it was something that really kind of caught me, and I thought that, man, everybody feels this way, that, people have it confused with being in management. I believe that there are a lot of us that are impressed with seeking out titles, and then we get into a position to where you're overseeing a group of people, and instead of treating them like you're equal or like you would want to be treated, all of a sudden you are degrading them and talking down to them and doing things to them that if you were in their shoes, you would feel that was unfair. But because you hold this so-called leadership title, which everyone needs to understand, there's a huge difference between um, being a manager and leading. And I believe that they have to coexist and go hand in hand. You have to be a good manager and be able to organize and things like that. But leadership is knowing how to motivate people. And many people don't know how to do that. And so he spoke about how she could get a lot out of him and his other coworkers, and how they've been having to, now go and meet with her bosses and go above her head to try to get them to understand that, look, you have a good group of people here, but you have a manager that just doesn't know how to deal with people whose definition of leadership is writing you up for silly things and degrading you and belittling you and talking down to you. And so I started to talk to him and I said, that's why it is so important for us to seek out opportunities to better ourselves and be in control of our financial futures. Um, because, you know, I'm sure that if he were financially in a place owning his own business, um, that he ran from his home, and his income, he had surpassed it or met what he was making at work, he wouldn't still be there dealing with that. But what he told me was, and I just have to deal with it. There's nothing that I can do. I have to deal with it because I have bills to pay. And I get that, you know. But what I told him was, this is the time, as I had spoken to him in the past, hey man, this is why it's so important for you to start now be in a position where you're putting yourself in a different position to start working on yourself and working on changing your mindset and learning how to run and build a business that you're running from home. So, you know, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years down the road, you're not having to deal with this. And I understand that it's a process, you know. And so we started talking about something like that I posted yesterday that he had saw and commented on when I made the comment about the definition of being meek. And so we talked about, how, meek means, showing patience and having humility. And what I expressed to him was, I'm in a season where I'm having to be patient and grow myself and change my mindset from being one of um, uh, um, uh, being one of where I was conditioned to just go to work for someone else to now trying to figure out how to own my own business, run my own business, seek out advice, opportunities, and things like that. And so we talked about having to have the patience to go through that, to be in a different position and place financially and things like that, again, 3, 5, 10 years from now. And talked about, also talked about having to have the humility to seek out opportunities and ask for advice. And so he said, something, you're absolutely correct. And I know you've spoken to me in the past, but, I think I'm mentally in a place where not only am I ready to receive and listen to the opportunities that are out there, and what it is that you do in your business, but I know that I need to do something differently. And because if I don't do something differently, nothing's going to change. And so I just know that after I had that conversation with him, I was driving home and I was thinking to myself, there's so many of us who feel that same way. We feel under a lot of pressure. We feel stressed out. We're sick to our stomach, headaches, things like that, having to go to work. Um, and a lot of us want differently. We want to change. We want our lives to go in a different direction, and we just don't have the confidence to go out and seek out opportunities and ways to change those things for the better for us and our families. Um, and I hate to beat a dead bird and keep harping on this, but guys, I'm telling you, if you don't hear anything else I say, hear this. Whether you decide to um, um, get into a business for financial reasons or anything like that, which I think is extremely important. I've talked about the tax breaks that you get to enjoy as a business owner versus not being one, and all of the benefits that come along with that. I've spoken about that in their own previous posts. But the growth that you experience in yourself is unbelievable. You know, all I can say is if you really want to change the way you think, really want to change how you go out and seek out opportunities, owning your own business, and again your own home-based business that you can run part-time from your living room, from your bedroom, um, will change you and make you such a different person as it relates to having that fire and seeking out opportunities to better yourself. And I think that, that's what I'm seeing within myself, is that there are going to be other opportunities that come along. And because of stepping out and starting my own business and seeking out, training and knowledge and um, uh, uh, um, personal development, I'm a different person, and happy with where mentally I'm going in life. And so I know that I'm going to continue to grow and that I will get to where I want to be financially. And I know that that's because I took the leap of faith to start this business that has completely changed the way that I think about my life, myself, and where I want my family to be and how I get us to that point. That being said, this is day 28. As always, I hope you got something out of it. I said this before, and I'd like to say it again. I'm not preaching to anyone. I'm mainly speaking to myself because I'm seeing a lot of growth in myself through this process. And if you're not doing something like this or reading and trying to grow personally, I suggest that you seek that out, man. It's something amazing to be able to see a change in yourself and be able to dream big dreams again. That being said, day 28, I'm out. I'll see you guys tomorrow.